Okay, so here we go.
Yeah, make sure you
On a foggy morning in coastal Northern California, brothers Billy and Nick Smith are gearing up to ride down a treacherous, windy road.
When you're bombing that hill, you're always focusing, 3 inches in front of you. You're looking for the pebble, the next dip in the road.
These brothers are chasing adrenaline, but with a colorful twist.
You can go on steeper runs on smaller skateboards, and as a result, you can reinvent your whole slalom deck. You can challenge steeper terrain like a tow-in surfer would do on a smaller, squirrelier setup.
At first glance, you may think you've spotted a superhero on 4 wheels, but that's no cape. It's a sporting sail. Billy and Nick designed the device, which attaches to the body, allowing for increased brake control and maneuverability.
What we've added into the feeling is this idea of harnessing the wind, to be able to challenge new terrain depending on the wind conditions that day.
And they say the ability to harness that wind is redefining the downhill experience.
No one goes skateboarding and says, hey, it's a northwest wind coming in at 13 knots, I should go skate, Fort Cronkite Hill. But now we start to think that way.
Yeah, 15 knots coming from the west. And that's where we've kind of developed this understanding with resistance. Not necessarily having to put our hands and feet down on the ground, but more hands and feet up in the air and feel it.
But Billy and Nick are not the first Smiths to mix wind and action sports. Their grandfather, H.W. Smith Jr., witnessed downhill skiers using sails while on an Austrian mountaineering trip in the 1960s.
And brought him back to Colorado and started testing them with his friends.
Add in some boyhood curiosity 40 years later, and you have a family tradition.
Nick and I were just done skiing throughout the day, having a nice time leisurely in the attic of our grandfather's home.
I think we were looking to get a little trouble.
I think we were checking out some schnapps spots.
Yeah, or looking for fireworks,
I think we were looking for some fireworks and some schnapps or something like that. But,
After dusting off an old box and testing the sails on the slopes, Nick had a thought.
This is a blast. It's slowing us down. This would be great on a skateboard.
Billy and Nick packed up their big dreams and headed south, where they now deploy off the sunny Malibu coast.
I would love to see this in the Olympics, and I believe it even not only would be an awesome opening ceremony, imagine that.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. You get the whole country, every single person in their country representing their flag of their sail.
Custom flag pattern.
The Smiths' energy is quite jocular, but they are not all about fun and games. Nick is finishing up his business degree at USC this year, and Billy works as a wetsuit developer at outdoor adventure company Patagonia.
It's still something that we do for fun, but we took it to the market, and I think that's the biggest difference between our grandfather's ski clipper and the current day sporting sail.
Still, the sail seems to be just an excuse for two brothers to continue adventuring, laughing, and living.
Working with Nick is keeping us together on a different level that we normally wouldn't have had. Now we have this great brainchild that we can build together and collaborate with for as long as we live.
For Time Video, Sean Donnelly reporting from California.